All right, Shalom, Israel, Shalom, Shalom. Right, peace and blessings to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Right, I want to give all honor and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. And shout out to that sister Mary of Bethany that anointed our King with the precious ointments before His burial. And also shout out to our ancestors that lost their lives behind keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, man. So we pray that we always honor them. You know, we keep them in our minds, man. Lord willing, we be able to one day be martyrs like them if it's the Most High will for this word. Got the brother Denal, right? The brother Azrael, meaning God is my help, right? We are the hopeful elect, man, coming at you with a Sabbath class or a Sabbath lesson, and it's going to be called the Art of Rest. Um, I think it's good to have this topic right now since it is the Sabbath day, so it's good to talk about rest on the Sabbath day. So before we get into the video, the brother gonna play the shofar blowing to start the class off. Con, man. So all praise to the Most High for the brother blowing the mighty shofar. Um, I'm gonna play another video because it's actually where this video topic came from. It's this YouTube channel called I Never Knew TV, and man, it's a lot of wisdom that you can get off that YouTube channel. Sometimes information you kind of, most of those people be what you would call spiritual people, and they pray to the ancestors and the universe. So you kind of gotta, but some things that they be saying are factual, and we should all be able to take in some of the things that they saying. And I was watching this sister, I forgot the elder sister name, man. Beautiful elder, man, inside, man, through the spirit. Beautiful elder inside. Got a beautiful spirit. She was actually talking on the art of rest, and the video is actually 14 minutes, but I broke it up into 7 minutes. But if you want to go find this video, you go to I Never Knew TV, and it should come up somewhere about rest, and you can be able to watch it. So I'm gonna play this video all the way through because it's 7 minutes, and I'm gonna talk about it after it's over.
Probably 2 or 3 generations since slavery that really never truly rested, never understood even the concept of relaxation, never understood how important sleep was because they were always hyper vigilant, whether it was around protecting themselves from being molested by the slave master, protecting their boy and girl children in the night, protecting their families from being attacked. Can you see how sleep and rest was something that was so distant and remote from their lifestyle? So a whole 2 or 3 generations have grown up being hyperstimulated, hypervigilant, and not being able to relax. Then when the enslavement part fell away, then it became hustle culture. I have to work 4 or 5 jobs just to keep food on the table and a roof over my head. And that is something that the West Indians are very strong with. They go to the US or they go to the UK and they have to work 3 or 4 jobs to make it all work. So again, we see that this culture of not resting is pervasive right through for both male and female. In the middle of hustle culture now comes technology. So now we have digital technology keeping us up. We're scrolling, we're watching videos, we're watching Netflix, we're doing the most to make sure that we are uh, up to date on what's trending. We've watched the latest episodes of this Netflix series or that Netflix series, and we don't realize that what we are doing is actually detrimental to ourselves. Our body was designed to be switched on during the day and switched off at night so that we can sleep, our organs can repair, our nervous system can relax so that we can be ready to go again tomorrow. But what is happening? We're constantly on. We wake up, our alarm wakes us up, we jump up with a jolt, we don't take any time, we rush into work, we're in a hyper-stimulated environment right away, whether it's in traffic or on the subway, and everybody's angry because everybody's late and somebody's bad driving, somebody road rage, so we're switched on. And then we go to work, and there's the pressure at work of performance and interpersonal relationships that are conflicting. And then we leave work and we come back home. And we have to prepare meals, or we have to go pick up the children. We have to take care of the children's stuff. We don't get any downtime. We don't get any rest time. And the frightening thing is that everybody's on
Yeah, say
autopilot.
something up.
So nobody
Salakia.
is even realizing.
I was gonna say, hey, if y'all can, man, find things to talk about of what she's saying through the video, because what I've noticed is videos get flagged if you play them all the way through, but if you stop them, if you stop the
Oh,
videos and like say something here and there, YouTube thinks that you're presenting something, right? And they don't
oh,
think that you're screen sharing, right? But if you play, what I notice is if you play a video all the way through, right, it'll flag it as you're stealing somebody else's like content. That's what I've noticed. Um,
This might be different though, because I know this is
it is
from
on Obadiah page,
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was. Oh, yeah, yeah. You make a good point. You can make a good point. So we can keep playing it, because hopefully the brother Obadiah don't flag us. but
I
but
don't know. I might, brother. I might.
but I will say too though, I like what she's saying here so far, man. Just because um, we don't always get it, don't always get put in our face, the cares of life and the afflictions of life and the affairs of this life, right? The Bible in the New Testament talks about those things in parables all the time, and saying how those things are one of the weightier things that will take us away from the Most High God, right? Being caught up in the world, being caught up in your day to day, right? That's why a lot of times you see some of the disciples, right? You saw Christ, you saw a lot of the prophets back in the day, and they were almost living a beggar's life. You know, they were almost pretty much homeless. They was always on the move from city to city. They didn't know people, right? They didn't really have jobs, but the Most High God, provided for them, but nonetheless, they didn't have the cares of life attacking them because they chose to live a life to where they may not have got married. They may not have friends or kids to worry about. They may not have a house to have to worry about paying bills, right? And they chose to live that life. All praise to the Most High for, like, the people like Elijah and things of that nature. Like, they chose to live that life for God. It's a hard thing to do, but that's the only way affairs and cares of this life, the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, the pride of life. That's the only way all that stuff is not going to interrupt, battle you for your salvation. Pecan.
I had a point too, man. I found this, this video. I love this video, man. I think I rewatched it after I watched it the first time, man, because and I'm gonna touch on this some more throughout the video, but just the Lord gave us days to rest, man. Right? Because the Most High, He created our bodies. He knows our body needs rest. He knows our body it needs rest, man. This is why He gave us days to rest on. So it's like society today in today's time would tell you don't rest, keep going. You got to reach your goals. No, you can't get no rest. You may not be able to rest, but resting is very, very important for our body, man. Not even just sleeping wise. Hey, just go and just separate yourself without no TV, without no music. Go in the room, meditate, talk to the Most High. But a lot of people, we always on go. Like she said, got 3 jobs, always on go, always moving around, always eating, not giving your body rest, not fasting, but you continuing to eat. So your body is not getting the rest it needs to help itself. So resting is not just equivalent to sleeping. You resting your mind, man. Rest your mind. Give your mind breaks from technology and things like that.
Hey, also too, resting one time a week and giving this day to the Lord, right, is a fail safe. What do I mean by a fail safe? A fail safe is like, man, I know my son, he may try to open up that door. I'm not gonna I'm gonna tell him not to open the door, but just in case he does open the door, I'm gonna put a latch on it so he don't go nowhere. That's a fail safe, just in case, right? This Sabbath day, the day of rest that the Lord gave us, is a fail safe. Why do I say that? I say that because it's making sure that, okay, we're supposed to be reading every day. We're supposed to be praying every day, and we're supposed to be acknowledging the Lord every day. But just in case we don't do that, the Sabbath day, we know for a fact we're going to do it. So it's a weekly reminder to keep God in your life, right? What the meme say? Keep God in your life. I'm not going to say the rest, right? But it's this a weekly reminder to keep God in your life, right? You may forget because of the hustle and bustle of life, like the brother Obadiah said, and like this woman is saying, right? The hustle and bustle of life, man, you didn't pray like you should throughout the week. You had a rough week. You didn't do no charity. You didn't read your Bible like you should, right? You didn't give your time to the brethren and to the sisterin and to your family to give them counsel. And when brothers and sisters are asking you questions, hey, King, I want to ask you about this. You read this before? What this mean? You're not opening their text no more or their DMs. You leaving them on red and the DM. Hey, when we walk in this walk, man, we're supposed to do all that. But the fail-safe is this. Hey, the Sabbath day come around, guess what? You should have the time to have good communication and, talk about scriptures. You should have time to pray on the Sabbath day. So if you couldn't get it in during the week, guess what? The Sabbath day, that's your time to get it in. And God gave it to us to rest and to have that fail-safe, to keep our walk with him. And this is the last thing I'll say before I was kind of talking to the brother got back so he could play the video. But this is the last thing I'll say before, the brother come back and play the video. We see where it's led us when we stopped keeping the Sabbath day, when we stopped keeping the 4th commandment. We forgot God. We forgot who we are. We forgot that, people that look like us are our brothers and sisters. We forgot how to treat them, right? Because why? We had no more fail-safe, right? We went so long without remembering God that guess what?
I slid in there.
We lost our way. So the Sabbath is important, man. The day of rest is important. And it's a sign. The Most High God said it's a sign. So if you don't got that sign on you, he can't see you. Pecan, how you?
All right. And yeah, man. One thing I want to say too, yeah, man. Resting is like it's a re-up. Right? Resting is like a re-up, man. We all need to be resting, man. Our people, we hear our people all the time complaining. I never get no rest. Right? I feel like I'm always on go, but a lot of our people don't take the rest that the Most High give them, even when they say the Sabbath day is on Sunday. A lot of people don't even rest on Sunday. So it's like we are taught to, in order to get that American dream, you have to work now. But that's doing nothing but tearing your body, man. You got to get some rest. You're not less of a man because you rest. Some people may look at you like less of a man. What you resting for on Saturday for? You got people out here grinding, but you out here you resting. People look at that as weak now. When you taking a break, when when you just resting your mind, resting your body, when you fasting, ain't eating, that's looked at as being in this society is weak and you weird. But you need this rest, right? And the Most High, he knew that we needed this rest. This is why he gave us the Sabbath. But when the brother get back, he can start it up. Cause this elder man, she was saying some wise words, man, some wise words. But you got it, King. You can play it.
Sorry, man. I was off to the side, and I was trying to look for something that I wanted to share in this video because I ran across it this week, and I think it'd be kind of edifying too. So sloggy for that. But I was here the whole time, man. All y'all had to do was say, "Hey, man, let's play it."
You found it.
Yeah.
You can play it if you want to, whenever.
All right, con.
That they're go, 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 go. They're on, and they're not even able to switch off because it has grown to be our normal. This is our normal. Being switched on all the time is our normal. And this is the challenge. We are now required to understand that rest is sacred. Rest is critical for the optimal functioning of our bodies. If we don't rest, we don't repair. Yeah. Now they're finding the only way to escape from these vicious cycles that have been set up is to consciously carve out the time for rest. Just like how you carve out the time for vacation, carve out the time for girls' night out or girls' weekend, or carve out the time to get your hair done, to put in braids for 8 hours. You can carve out the time for rest. With no sound, with no technology on, with no people quarreling near you, just peace. And if you do it and you cultivate it in your children, then you get a family that knows how to rest. And there is hope for humanity if people know how to carve out time, designate time to rest their body, recover their central nervous system, their vagus nerve system, even your digestion. Your liver starts working at 11 p.m. But if you're eating 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, your liver doesn't get to detox in the way it should. And when the liver doesn't switch on time and do its job, then your large intestine and small intestines also are not going to be on time. And this is based on traditional Chinese medicine. All the organs have a time. So when you mess up rest and get thrown off the circadian rhythm, your whole body suffers. That's why people are having indigestion. That's why people are overweight. Doesn't help also that we're eating chemical laden food. So we are throwing off our hormones, our endocrine system, all of those things. We have a duty and responsibility to carve out the time to sleep and to relax the body and relax the mind. And don't fall into the trap of relaxing your mind by watching a movie, because again that's another trap where when you're watching the movie you have to follow the plot. What are you taking into the movie? Is it a lot of murder? Is it a lot of, you know, violence and sex and you know, deception and all of those things? What are you feeding your mind while you're in rest? So these are things to consider.
And her name is also Paula Herlock. For anybody that want to look her up, her name Paula Herlock.
Hey,
So
Salakia too, man. She raised a good question because, or not a question, but some good points because I can't imagine life without half of the stuff that we have our lives filled with today. I'm saying that to say this, right? Um, Back in the day, man, they didn't have all the things that's going on right now. Like she said, social media, um, uh, different streaming sites like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime. They didn't have online buying. They didn't have a society where you had to have multiple jobs, right? They didn't have all of these things on top of the family dynamic, right? To where, when's the last time you just sat down in a chair or laid in your bed and just stared and just allowed your mind to think without, like she said, without turning on a movie or something like that? We got to fill our time every single part of the day. And it's hard to imagine life without it. I say all that to say this. Satan, the enemy, has done a good job of distracting the saints, man, and distracting the world, right? He's implemented so many pleasures that you can't live without that dopamine rush. You get that dopamine rush from all different type of things, man, and you never get a chance to rest. Because
Man, even no, I don't want to jump the gun, but when I get the precepts, I'm gonna explain more. I'm gonna explain more when I get the precepts. But the brother Denal, you want to play your video or you want to wait?
I'm gonna wait. I'm trying to get the right time markers down.
Okay,
I got
Con,
the precepts though. I'm about to pull it up.
can you give me? Oh, you finna you wanna wait? You want me to pull my precept first, or you want to play your verse?
You can.
Con, all right. This is the book of Exodus. Or you want to read? Somebody want to read?
Brother Azrael, can you read real quick?
yeah, the book of Exodus 20 verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Keep going. Get 9.
Verse 9. Just open it up. Since you're looking for some, just open it up. Verse 9. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it shalt thou not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
So this is a commandment from the Most High. The Most High God is literally commanding, like no option. We ain't got no choice. He's literally making us rest. When you truly think about it like that, he's literally making us rest. We was never designed, his chosen people, he never designed us to be workaholics. We think that way now, but he was never made for us to be workaholics and just always work and never rest. Why do I say that? Because you got the Sabbath day is a rest day. The first and last day of unleavened bread, the first and last day of tabernacles, day of atonement, right? What's more? We see at Amos how our people kept the new moons, was resting on the new moons. So it's like you have days more than one, not even just the 7-day Sabbath. We have other days as well too, in Leviticus 23, other days as so-called holidays for us to rest on. So the Most High he continues to give us rest days, right? Give you this rest day, give you this rest day, give you this rest day, because he know how important rest is. He knows the importance of resting your body. And if you don't take these days that the Most High giving you to rest, and you working through those days, how are you gonna ever find time to rest? How you gonna ever find time to re-up? You got it, King.
Like a parent dynamic, right? For example, me, I might walk outside, I might go on a walk with my kids, right? And I'm like, dang, it's kind of hot out here. I'm kind of thirsty, right? Glad I packed this water. You know, you take a sip of your water, then you remember, dang, I got kids. They might be thirsty, right? Mm-hmm. And so next time you go on a walk, you remember to pack them water, right? So that they can have water. I'm saying that to say, the Most High God, when he created the earth, he said, man, I need some rest. So he took a day of rest after he created the earth. Then he was like, you know what, my kids, they might need to rest after their week. So I'm gonna make them rest on their week, right? So you gotta think, man, all the things that we doing, man, is a reflection of the Most High God. We made in his image, and he's looking out for us. The things that he would himself do, he desires for us to do. right? So yeah, I yield.
And when we don't take these days that the Most High God gave us to rest, it's like we kind of not trying to take the gift that the Most High God given us. It's like He trying to give us a gift to rest, and then we're like, nah, I don't want it. Appreciate it though, bit, bro. I don't want it. You know, I'm just do what I want to do. I'm gonna just go in to work. But he's just trying to give us these days to rest, and the Most High, he be looking at things ahead of time. He's before he say things. So he knew that we was gonna be in captivity, right? He knew that we was gonna come a time where they gonna try to push the narrative for you to work to make it in society. So he like, you know what? I'm gonna give y'all this Sabbath. So y'all ain't gonna be like everybody else. Everybody, all the other nations, they gonna work. But I want you gonna be separate than them. You gonna rest. Right? You're going to rest on this day that I'm giving you. So the Most High, he be knowing ahead of time. He like, okay, if they don't want to let you if they don't want, he knew that they was not going to let us rest. Okay, I'm gonna put it on their spirit to put it in their constitution that they have to respect religious beliefs. Right, and then I'm also make it to where if they don't want to accept my people getting off resting on work, it can be a lawsuit. You can go to court, right? Because they're going against their constitution, and you can win money off them. So the Most High already had this thing planned out, man. He already planned it out for us to be able to rest in our captivity. Because although the Most High was upset with us, and we did disobey Him, He don't want to see His people just dying of because they trying to make ends meet in captivity, trying to pay the little bit of bills, and they working 3 or 4 jobs and they ain't getting no rest. He want to see His people resting. That's very important. That's very important. But you got it, King.
Kind of want to also say too, just like how we always say, Christ ain't gonna tell us to do something that He think we can't do, right? When Christ said be perfect, He wasn't telling us to do something He think that we can't do. When Christ said go and sin no more, He wasn't telling us to do something that He thought that was impossible. Same thing with His Father, right? The Most High God, Yahweh, right? Even with Him, He's telling us to keep the Sabbath day. He understood that we would be in captivity. He understood all these things. He would not tell us to do something that we could not do. So like the brother Obadiah said, he put fail safes in place, like he said, with lawsuits and stuff, right? He made sure that even in the land of our captivities, there would still be provisions for us to make a way to do what He said to do, right? Now, sometimes we do get persecuted for doing what He say do, right? But ultimately, like the brother Obadiah say, He'll give us a way to escape or a way to bear whatever's put on our plate. You know what I'm saying? And some people can handle different persecutions. The Most High God's the judge of that, right? Better than others. They can handle different persecutions better than others. But nonetheless, He's not asking us to do something that He think that we can't do. Even if we have to die for the faith, He understands you should be able to do that for me, right? He's not asking us, He's not going to ask us to die and think, oh, that brother, he's not going to be able to die, right? He's asking us to do things that He assumes that we will do for Him, right? So the Sabbath day is one of those things. He put it in the Big 10, right? If I told you, right, if I went up to somebody and I was like, is it okay for me to kill, bruh? Hey, ma'am, is it okay? You think it's okay for me to kill and murder? Everybody say no, right? That just how serious you take that is how serious you're supposed to take all the commandments, right? Especially in the 10. And keeping the Sabbath day, man, that day of rest is in the 10 commandments. That's how you honor God.
Khan, that's a mighty point, King. Can you give me Matthew 14 and 23? Because we see accounts of our forefathers just kind of taking, going away by themselves, taking a break from society, and just really meditating and getting their mind right. And that's a part of rest too.
You said 14 and 23?
Yeah.
It's Matthew 14:23. It says, and when he had sent the multitudes away, he went up into a mountain apart to pray. And when the evening was come, he was there alone.
Right. So, right, Yahweh Shai, right? It was to the point where, you gotta think about it. He had a lot of stuff going on, right? He had a lot of people coming to him, need to be healed. Then he around his disciples all day. He need a break. He need a break to himself. He need a break to meditate. He need a break to get his mind right and think about what's next, what I'm finna do next. And that's the same way with us. We need to make time for the Most High, man. Some people say they go in the prayer closet, right? I go in my room. I got a schedule. Certain days I go in my room and just meditate, man. Just me and the Most High. Just meditate, because we need that. Because all throughout the week you working. Then you may be around, co-workers that's always just talking. Your boss may be a gnat. So it's like, man, I need to find time after work to literally just rest. Because not only I'm drained physically, my spirit and my mind is constantly drained as well too, man. So when you find that time to literally just meditate and just, maybe go in nature, and just really just read, pray. That's a type of rest as well too, man. We need that. We need that time away from our phone, right? We need that time away from people, and just have that alone time with us and the Most High, man. That's a good question. How many of us is having that alone time? You know what I'm saying? How many of us is giving that our bodies and our spirit, rest? And we see, Yahweh Shai doing this. So can you give me Genesis 24 and 63? Yeah, man. So, in the Most High, like I said before, he understands the importance of rest. This is why he gave us so many days for us to rest, because he understands, okay, I'm gonna give y'all this rest because I know that you need it, man. Your body needs it. We need this.
You said Genesis what?
24 and 63.
Oh, I thought you said 64. 60. All right.
24 and 63.
This is Genesis 24 and 63. It says, and Isaac went out to meditate in the field at the eventide, and he lifted up his eyes and saw, and behold, the camels were coming.
Right. So our forefather Isaac, he went to a field and meditated. He probably was going through some stuff. He needed some time alone. He needed some time to think. Because sometimes you can't think because your mind is constantly moving. Like, you constantly on social media. Then you constantly watching the movie. Then you constantly listen to music. And it's like you ain't really had that time to really just give your mind some time to rest. Like the sister said, even when you sleep, you got you got the TV on and the vibration from the TVs and stuff like that. That's real, man. We need to find some time literally to just us and the Most High. No technology, maybe no lights. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you prefer, but we got to give our spirit and our body that rest that it needs, man. This is very, very important. Isaac, he went out there and meditated. Matter of fact, can you go to Google King and type in the importance of resting? Because it's health benefits that comes with resting. But we never hear society telling us about rest, but we always hear society telling us about working and getting millions and getting that bag. You got to keep working, got to keep grinding. You can grind and also rest. You can also get millions and rest, and you don't got to overdo yourself.
Is this what you was looking at?
Mine kind of came up different. You on Google?
Yeah.
You typed in the importance of rest.
Oh no, this is Bing. I typed in Google, but I guess it's still pulled up Bing.
I wanted to add to that. Even Steve Harvey, man, he was on the show talking. I think it was his personal talk show, and he was telling people, giving them advice like, if you want to be like a millionaire, you can't sleep 8 hours in a day. You got to really not sleep at all, pretty much. He was saying something to that nature, saying that you don't got really time to rest like that. And that's the thing too. Like you going into, this society teaches a work based culture to where it's gonna burn you into the ground. It teaches I forgot which is called. Um, it pretty much is like a slave type of culture to where you want to work. There's a word I'm looking for. I just can't think of it off the top of my head, but pretty much to where nobody really wants to be, what I'm saying, bosses and CEOs. Everybody wants to be, the working class because it can bring you money and money can bring you possessions and money can bring you power to an extent, right? But there's a reason why, like brothers is going into, the Lord gave us an opportunity to rest because there was a woman, she was a business owner. I think she owned a restaurant, and her last Facebook post was she's taking a few days off. She said, "Auntie tired," and she had ended up passing away on her off day. In her sleep, and they were saying it was probably because she had been working. She had worked like within the span of 3 days. I want to say about 60 hours, and it's only 72 hours um, in a span of 3 days. So she didn't work 60 or something close to that out of 72 hours in 3 days. And when she finally took time to rest, her body was just so overworked that it just ended up shutting down.
And that's so crazy, King, because I want to read under the original video that we reacted to. I had seen some comments that stuck out, and I had want to read two of them or three of them. Now, one of them, the brother was like, the only time he said it's bad, but the only time he had fully got some rest for the first time in his life was when in 2020 when the pandemic was going on. Like, that's the only time he actually got literal rest was during that time. And his sister was like, I'm one of the wait, I'm one of the 30,000 black women who have been laid off from work. I can't thank God enough for everything he's doing for me. It's been 6 weeks and I'm at peace with God's decision to let me rest when I feel like it. And then one of the sisters was like, same here, been laid off since late May. This has been the best resting period ever. So it's like, it's crazy how the only time we really get to find some rest is when a pandemic happened or you get laid off. Cause they constantly trying to have you working, constantly trying to have you working. You destroying yourself. By the time you're like 40 or 50 years old, like you woe out. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been working like a robot your whole life, and everything else have to be powered off. You know what I'm saying? Electricity have to be powered off. If you have toys, they have to be powered up. Your game. Hey, I don't know if people got PS4. I know it was on the PS4. You can play it in rest mode. So the game resting, put that guy in rest mode and go to sleep. So it's like other things need rest and power it off in order for it to continue to work. How much more our bodies, right? But you can read the top and then go to the show more and read them, and that's all I had.
Come man. One thing I wanted to kind of state too is that with rest, you got to understand that if you're not resting properly, when you do end up resting, it could be to your detriment. Like the brother Isaiah said, you can be found like the woman in your rest. It takes your life, right? Or if you're not resting properly and your heart is in this for the Most High to do His will, you'll find your rest to be in the times where you should be doing the work of the Lord. And so instead of resting when you need to, the rest that he's giving you, now you're taking that rest upon His time. It's in a spiritual sense, it's like stealing company time for the Lord, right? And so what does that look like? That looks like brothers is too tired to make videos. Brothers is too tired to go out on the street. Brothers is too tired to give counsel to brothers. Brothers is too tired to do whatever, right? And a lot of that comes from not getting the proper rest when the Lord is giving it to you, right? One thing I'm big on is not just rest on the Sabbath, but rest at the end of the day too, right? Like the lady was saying at the beginning, that the wise elderly lady was saying, our bodies was meant to have an on and off switch. At nighttime, man, that switch should be turned off, right? I'm gonna play a little video at the towards the end, man. As it's gonna kind of go into that as well, right? But rest is very crucial, man, and you don't want that time to infringe upon the Lord's time. You see what I'm saying? Like, take advantage of your rest on the Sabbath day, right? Because if you don't, it's gonna infringe on the Lord's time. Off rip, if you don't rest on the Sabbath day, the Sabbath day is the Lord's. So you already infringing on his time off rip, but it's just gonna leave you more tired. So throughout the week, you'll have less time to give to him, right? But this is Google, right? The brother wanted us to read this. It says rest is crucial for maintaining both physical and mental health by allowing the body and mind to recover and repair, which improves mood, concentration, memory, and immune function while reducing stress, blood pressure, and risk of illness and disease. Adequate rest replenishes energy, supports the body's ability to heal, regulates appetite and metabolism, and enhances overall productivity and problem-solving skills. Right. I also want to add too, man. If any, I've been on this fitness kick for a little while now, right? And I'll be watching people, and that's the first thing that they say, right, is getting adequate sleep. They say, there's nothing in the Bible that says you need 8 hours of sleep, but they say the closer you get to 8 hours of sleep, the more weight that you'll see tend to slide off of you, because your body needs that time to get that body needs that time to work on the things that you're constantly trying to work at, as far as like if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to get stronger, when you're not doing anything, that's when your body is can, for instance, like if you're constantly doing something, your brain is constantly trying to figure out something, right? When your brain is dormant, now your body can take that time to not try to react to your brain, but it can take that time to focus on, burning fat cells, focus on repairing your muscles and stuff like that. But it's hard to do those things at the same time. You're telling your brain, oh, I got to remember this. Oh, I got to go here. Oh, I got to go pick up this. You know what I'm saying? So when your brain shuts off, it gives your body a more time to focus on the things that you're trying to get accomplished in your body, if that makes sense, right? You said you wanted to read what else?
Yeah, read the physical health benefits, like all that done, like that muscle and all that immune.
Physical health benefits. It says muscle and tissue repair. And I kind of spoke too soon because this was already going to talk about it. Muscle and tissue repair. It says rest provides the body with time to repair damaged tissues and muscles, helping prevent injuries. Right. It says immune function. It says rest supports a strong immune system by aiding in the production of infection, fighting proteins, making you less susceptible to illnesses, right? Cardiovascular health. Rest helps lower blood pressure and heart rate, reducing strain on the heart and decreasing the risk of heart disease, right? Healthy metabolism. Adequate rest helps regulate hormones that control hunger and metabolism, supporting a healthy weight and reducing cravings for unhealthy foods. Injury prevention. By allowing for recovery and reducing inflammation, rest helps prevent injuries and improve overall physical performance. You want to get some of these mental?
Yeah, yeah. If you want to switch as real, so you got to read all of it. It's whatever y'all want.
Either way is fine with me. I'm cool.
Con.
Mental and cognitive benefits. Improved mood. Rest helps regulate emotions, reduce stress, and contribute to a more balanced mood, lowering the risk of mood disorders like anxiety and depression. Increase concentration and memory. Rest gives the brain time to process information and consolidate memories, leading to improved focus, concentration, and memory recall. Reduce stress. Regular rest helps lower stress levels and prevents burnout, fostering a sense of calm and relaxation. Enhance problem solving skills. Rest is necessary to replenish attention and motivation, which sharpens problem solving abilities and increases creativity.
Hmm.
Con.
So I think that's it. Really, what I wanted, man. So yeah, man. See, all of this. See, the Most High God, He do things for a reason. He knew it's going to benefit us. He knew that, He gave us a dietary law because He knew certain things we wasn't supposed to be eating that's going to mess our body up, right? So the Most High, He knows exactly what He doing, and so we don't really have to question why He's saying this. Even science that tell you resting is good. That's why He gave us days to take off. You got a new moon every month. That's the rest day. Rest day every month. Plus, you got the Sabbath day. Then you got the other feast days that come that you resting on. Then you rest at the end of the work day when you're done working. It's not saying be a sluggard and you sleep all day and don't have, what I'm saying, no job or nothing like that. You just a sluggard that's saying I'm getting rest, bro, and you just don't do nothing but just sleep. That's different. I'm not saying that. I'm saying in the sense of resting is make sure you're resting at the end of the day when you're done doing what you're doing, and also rest on the days the Most High told you to rest, and you'll see that you'll be more at peace because you're getting the rest that you need. And you're not working on these days that the Most High told you to rest on, so you kind of just you're not getting the proper rest that you supposed to have that the Most High is literally trying to hand out and give you. Come, but you got it, King. You can play that video.
Con. I'm about to pull it up. I'm trying
Uh,
to get through some of these.
fair use.
Con. So I'm about to share my screen here. Let me see some. I'm gonna share it a different way. But what I'm gonna share is a short little clip from the Mel Robbins podcast. I watch it from time to time, man. My woman. But sometimes she has some interesting guests, right? And the guest that she has on today is our beloved brother Jason Williams, right? If you know Jason Williams, man, he's into martial arts for the kids. He went viral for one video where he had a kid crying, trying to break a piece of wood, I believe, or something like that. Also, he has a book out called The Man, The Moment Demands. I plan on getting that and reading that. And I believe the brother is in the truth, right? I think he starts and ends all his videos by saying shalom, right? And the way he talks, he references God as the Most High in his videos. You can see the big mighty beard he's about to have. But nonetheless, man, he talks a lot about rest in this podcast video, and he says a lot of good things, man. A lot of things that we've said already on this podcast, and a lot of things that he hasn't. He kind of puts in a different perspective. But I wanted to share two clips from this video. One in the beginning, one kind of towards the end, right? Just to give a nice little dynamic. So I'm about to play it right now.
Right now, Jason, when you think about the challenges the boys and men are facing?
Fair use.
While I no longer stay up like I used to, it was hard for me to let go of the disappointments of the day. When I reached the evening, I realized that's what tomorrow is for.
Ooh, say that again. Wait a minute.
Y'all pay attention. Hey, fair use. Y'all pay attention now. What he's saying.
You're like spitting poetry. Every time you're talking, I'm like, say that again, but then I don't want to interrupt you. Say that again.
I stopped allowing the disappointments of the day
to lock you, King. And that's how Queen Sheba, that's how she was when Solomon was talking to her and giving that wisdom. Hold on, what did you say?
Calm, man, but it like I'm on track with you, because the first thing that popped in my head is Edomite is so excited and wants to know what he just said was Deuteronomy, where it says, surely this is a wise and understanding people that other nations would look at us and think that. You know what I'm saying? But we got to get back to that standard. That's why I love his brother Jason, man, because he has a way of conveying his thoughts and the wisdom that he gets. I know he gets his wisdom from the Bible. He says he gets his wisdom from the Bible for the most part in his videos, right? And so just being that guy that the Most High wants to use as a vessel right? And to show how he does a good job of bringing biblical principles to his videos and to his book and to his interviews. And a lot of people gravitate toward not even realizing where he getting his wisdom from. You know what I'm saying? But kind of
rest, I realized that's what tomorrow is for. I can't do anymore. And so once I was able to allow myself to reset, I have a concept called the 4 R's, where I reflect, release, reset so that I can rest. Reflect on the heaviness of my day, things that I need to let go of, things that I may need to retain. What if I was impatient with my daughter or sharp to my wife? I don't want to release that because I need to revisit that and reconcile with them. Then I release anything, any thought that could become toxic, every emotion that could prevent me from resting. Once I've allowed that, and also I'm a spiritual man, I pray to God.
Y'all pay attention. The brother Obadiah brought this up too, right? About praying and fasting, right? If you struggle with getting rest, if you struggle with resting on the Sabbath day, listen to this prayer that he's about to mention, and maybe you can incorporate it into your life as well.
I said, I pray you're pleased with my work today, but now I need to rest. Once I follow those 3, reflect, release, and reset, now I can rest.
Sometimes we can't get that rest until we ask the Most High for it, right? Sometimes we got to ask the Most High to put that spirit of rest on us, right? Because sometimes, man, it's hard to get out of stress. Right. Like I was walking my dog the other day, right? Just stress from the world, on my shoulders or whatever. And it's like, man, sometimes it's hard to escape rest because even when you go on a walk, you kind of thinking about what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So I understand how brothers and sisters might get into a point where it's hard to escape rest, even when you're trying to escape rest. Sometimes we can't escape rest until we ask God to put the spirit of rest on us, right? And he kind of knock us out before you know you in the best sleep of your life type deal. You see what I'm saying?
And so when I get to the rest piece, I let it all go, Mel. But to your question of the concern, is that I'm concerned for boys now. They're overly anxious, apathetic, an extreme fear.
I think that's all I wanted on that first part. I'm gonna get a second part real quick, and we can wrap it up.
It's crazy that I know we was talking about technology a few videos back, but the watch that I have is constantly telling me to rest, or like it'll pick up on my heart rhythm, and it'll pick up on like I don't know, like my heart rhythm, maybe my blood pressure or something, and it'll tell me you seem stressed, like, and that's technology, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying that to say throughout my day, it's telling me that a lot. You know what I'm saying? So like sometimes we don't even realize we need rest, or sometimes we don't even realize that we're stressed. And so sometimes we need reminders, right? And like the brother said, that's why we should pray for the spirit of rest to come upon us and things of that nature from time to time, so that we are operating in the fruits of the spirit. Because if you too stressed out, what does it say? Oppression make a wise man mad. If you too stressed out, bruh, you're gonna be operating in some other spirits. You know what I'm saying?
He said something wise. I was trying to find it, but I couldn't. He also says something wise. He said, man, learn as men, especially, you got to learn how to say no. He said one thing that he's learned as a husband is that sometimes he has to tell his wife, no, I'll get to it next week. Right. And he looked at the camera, he said, fellas, it's okay to let your wife know that you need some rest and that, you want to get it done, but you just can't get it done at the moment. Right. He said, and he said what he's found is once he's honest about it and he relays it to his wife kind of leaves him alone about certain things. And we all kind of go through that. Hey man, the fire alarm's going off. Can you get to this? You just came home from a long day of work, and you know what I'm saying? Like, or something, we got a leak in the roof or something like that, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes, man, we as men, we want to tackle everything, but it's important to find that rest, man. And sometimes, like he said, sometimes we got to leave problems for tomorrow. In this case, we're talking about the Sabbath. Sometimes you just got to leave problems for the following week, right? Sometimes you gotta say, man, I'll tackle that next week, man. The Sabbath about to issue in, you know what I'm saying? Like it's time to, like he said, reset, release, and rest. Kind of go ahead.
Let me get this scripture because it is a scripture that says I think it's bear no burden on the Sabbath day.
Oh,
Let me get up on the Sabbath day. Let me get that real quick. Jeremiah, yeah, it's Jeremiah 17:21. You want to pull it up real quick, King?
I got the way I'm presented. I might have to stop sharing and then what's the name?
I can read it, so you ain't got to though.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can go
I can
ahead.
pull it
Go
up
ahead and
real
read it.
quick and share.
It did like that, that Snicker commercial when they said you're not you when you hungry. It should be it's not you when you resting, or you're
Right.
not you when you fat. You're not you. Wait, that's it, that right?
Yeah.
You're not
You're not
you.
you.
Yeah, you're not you when you're not resting. You're not you when you're not fasting. So we not ourselves. A lot of times when we not getting the rest we need, we stressed out and we move off emotion, right? We start speaking, by emotions and the things that we're not thinking logical because you're not getting the rest you need. Your body is wore out, but you constantly telling your body, "Hey, I gotta keep going, I gotta keep going." But you're seeing, effects that your body is telling you need to rest. You're trying to fight against your body, trying to fight against the will of the Most High, basically, because the Most High is telling you to rest all throughout the scriptures. So when you ain't resting or when you're not fasting, you're not yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You are a whole nother being, kind of like Venom. If anybody seen the movie Venom, or if anybody seen the movie Spider-Man 3, the original Spider-Man 3, with the black suit, he's not himself when he got that black suit on. He got that venom on him. He's not himself, right? He a whole nother person. So that's the same way a lot of people be when they're not taking the rest that the Most High God has given them. That's a gift. All right, resting is a gift. You know what I'm saying? So it's Jeremiah 17:21. It said, "Thus says the Lord, take heed to yourselves and bear no burden on the Sabbath day. Don't bring it in the gates of Jerusalem." So a lot of people they bring their burdens in on the Sabbath day. The things they got going on with their spouse, the things they got going on in that. I got to worrying about the bills, worry about how I'm gonna get this paid. That's bringing a burden in on the Sabbath day. And you need to let it go on the Sabbath day. When you going to work, you know what I'm saying, on the Sabbath day, and you around all these people, they come to you talking about drama, and your boss got a demon on him, he pointing you out. Just like, you know what I'm saying? That stuff goes on because it's Satan coming on you, Satan coming to you to try to have you stressed out on the Sabbath day, this is the day. Shout out to the brother Chief Ephraim at the servants. He said this a while back in one of his videos. He like the Sabbath day. He said the Sabbath day is the easiest day to not go off. So when he said that, I started thinking the Sabbath days are the easiest day to not go off because you're not working, you're not around, worldly people. You literally just in the word. You should literally just be in the word, meditating, praying. That's the Most High day. So it's one of the easiest days. Even if you go to camp, you with your brothers, y'all teaching, y'all in the spirit, should be in the spirit. So it's a day. It's the Sabbath days are the easiest days to be perfect, man, and to not go off. So that's why we need to start taking these things seriously. Take it seriously and not as an option. No, there ain't no choice. You ain't got no choice to choose. This is a requirement from the Most High. What you got, it, King?
I was gonna say too, man. That we need to stop finding excuses to not fully rest. For example, I'm not buying nothing from Amazon. I'm just getting some stuff ready in my cart for when the Sabbath day's over with. Nah, you gotta stop doing that, man.
Facts.
You gotta stop doing those things. You have to really submit to the will of the Lord. Submit unto this rest day. It's crazy that we telling people to submit to a rest day. Everybody wants a day off, but we got to tell people to submit to a rest day.
Right? Yeah, like the brother's saying, man, that whatever that is can wait till tomorrow. It can wait till next week. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn and understand when to unplug, right? You have to be able to unplug yourself from the cares of this world. All right, I'm gonna play this last little clip, man.
So subconsciously, we're programming each other that when we feel weak, we're not men. And see, that weakness, that time is meant for us to rest and recover. Rest is not weakness or something that makes you milksop as a man. It's a restoration of strength. But if we don't feel loved, only appreciated for what we do, and then what's even deeper, if we don't love ourselves, to many of us, we feel that we're only going to find rest when we're resting in peace.
You mean like when you're dead?
Yes. So why go to
Be
the
amazed,
doctor?
boy.
Just like the brother Isaiah said, man, the only time we find rest and you finally get rest, right? You done burnt so much, you burnt your candle out so much that it stays out, right? You about to bring us something
Then,
else.
not only to mention, then you're not resting, then you eating all day. So you're not giving your body chance to heal. You're not giving your organs chance to heal. You constantly eating. 11, 12,
Right.
like the sister said, 11, 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. You order Uber Eats and you all in the refrigerator. So like you ain't giving your body no chance to rest. Then you constantly eating, then you eating unclean foods, then you're not resting physically from work, then your mind is constantly moving. You ain't giving your mind no chance to rest. So it's like, bro, you like a vehicle. A vehicle is not gonna can only go so far if you're not getting maintenance
Yeah,
or
fact.
fixing it up. It can only go so far. So your body is like a vehicle.
Right.
It's gonna go as far as you let it.
It's a fact.
All I do is work. Why would I want to prolong my life here? A workhorse. I don't want to be a workhorse. I want to be a racehorse that can finish this journey. And along that journey, I'm taking care of myself.
See what he said, man. The brother mentioned cars, but he said horses. You got workhorses like Belgium, them Belgian horses, man. Draft horses that, you know, just pull stuff every day of their life. And then you got race horses that are supposed to be treated like athletes, take care of themselves, get the proper rest and all of this stuff, right? You want to be a racehorse and not a workhorse. Why? He's about to say.
But most men are just workhorses. And when it's time for them to be done, they're off in a pasture alone, suffering in their silence, not feeling valuable because their whole time existing, they were doing.
You know, Jason.
Right? The whole time you exist, and this brings us back to the last lesson. Brother Obadiah brought that precept of people that's consciously in their craft and how it keeps them away from the parables and wise counsel and stuff like that, right? The more you work, man, it's gonna leave less time for you to do things that are actually beneficial. And then after it all, you're just left in pain and the funny thing is, man, a draft horse or a working horse, even a person, after you spent your whole life working, man, your body's so tore up and everything. Even when you get rest, right, there's really no rest because you constantly in pain, right? You feel alone and all of that stuff, right? The depression kicks in. It's where you get football players and basketball players that after they done with their sport, they lost their identity. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to be able to disconnect from the cares of the world, right? And get your rest in, like the brother's saying.
Very important, man. It ain't talked about enough. Rest for men. I mean, rest for women is talked about. You know what I'm saying? But like a lot of people think when a man resting that he's weak. You know what I'm saying? He's weak. That's what it looked as like when a man trying to rest, they're weak.
And because the culture has been no days off.
Yeah,
right?
No days off.
And you know, Nike kind of like, you know, put the nail in the coffin when they came out with the shirts that said no days off, and then they made this whole thing a culture. Money don't sleep, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, it's got our people in this mindset where they constantly got to go. And then for men, it's you know, we're often looked at as for things that we can provide, you know what I'm saying, just subconsciously. And in the way the society is built, we're looking about what we can provide, whether it be finance, whether it be protection, all of this stuff, right? Which to a degree is true, but at the same time, you got to take care of yourself so you can do those things. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes no difference if you can't do those things effectively because you always tired.
Man, the last thing I'll say is, if you notice athletes, pro athletes, sometimes when they get injured, they don't ever come back to the game. And I'm watching a lot of YouTube docu-series recently of a lot of pro athletes, young and older. And when they, tear something or hurt something, they all, they talk to the camera and they're like, I'm glad it happened because I had checked out of reality, man. Like, I knew my kids was going to school, but like I never had the time to talk to them about their day, what happened at school. And like I knew my wife was there for me, but I never really got time to like eat with her or go on vacations with her. Like I had checked out of reality. And a lot of them, they're saying like I didn't realize that my life that I was living was causing me to miss out on life so bad. Like they were missing out on moments, missing out on times in their life because they were just workhorses, right? They didn't take the time to just soak life in. You only get one life. And time waits for nobody. As you get older, you'll realize like, man, time is flying and you can't get nothing back, right? So, whatever you skip, whatever you miss because you were working too hard, hey, it's not worth it. Like the saying goes, right? Work to live, don't live to work.
Right, man. The crazy thing is we talk about technology all the time and how it's witchcraft and stuff like that, but there's no technology known to man that doesn't need to recharge. You know what I'm saying? And so like even in technology we can see like my phone isn't built to run without getting that time on that charger. You know what I'm saying? And we're built the same way as technology in a sense to where brothers be trying to run their life on 5% 24/7. You know what I'm saying? Take some time to get adequate juice into your system or charge into your system. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it might be inconvenient at sometimes. If my phone about to die, I gotta let it stay on the charger. And you kind of constantly looking back like how much juice I need a little bit more. It might be a little bit convenient to finally let that phone stay on that charger, but it's something that we got to do, right? To unplug from the world. And then once he's fully charged, now you can take on the world. You know what I'm saying? Because you got the proper charge to do so. But man, this is a mighty lesson.
All praise to the Most High, man. So yeah, all praise to the Most High. So yeah, the art of rest. Rest is very important if you're trying to do anything in your life. You need rest. I ain't just talking about one nap the whole week. Like you need to find rest, like the brother said. Pray for the Most High to put that rest on you, man. Because a lot of us don't even truly know what rest is. So pray that the Most High put that rest on you. Take the days that the Most High gave you in the Bible, and rest on those days. Like fully, just restart your mind, restart your body. Do what you got to do, man, to get yourself prepared for the next days. So yeah, this is a mighty video. All praise to the Most High, man. We're gonna be, at Albany State University today. This Sabbath teaching, probably around like 5 o'clock on East Campus. In front of the Student Center. We're gonna be in front of the Student Center on East Campus, bringing the word out. So if you in the Albany, Georgia area, or if you ain't willing to drive, man, come check us out. We're gonna be at Albany State, edifying the sheep. So that I'm gonna give all honor and glory to Yahweh Shimi Habushai. We the hopeful elect. Say shalom.
Shalom.